Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Recline and Unwind podcast. And today we have a very special guest. It's been a long time since I think, able to collaborate, and I've been trying to get him on for a long time, but schedules are schedules. But we finally got him. Emmanuel LKD is in the house, kind of today.
Hey, what's up, y'all? My name's Emmanuel LKD. As Diego said, it's a pleasure to be on here. We've been trying to get on for a minute. I've been busy. I had an open spot this weekend, so it's like, hey, man, let's finally get it. Let's recline and unwind, man.
Let's recline, unwind, just hang out on this Friday night. How is it over there, by the way, where you're at? Because it was supposed to rain all day today, and we only got morning rain.
Yeah, I mean, like, you guys got the morning rain, we got the afternoon rain.
Oh, so it's raining right now.
Yeah, it's raining right now.
See, I think these things line up, man. It's like when it's raining, I don't even want to go anywhere. I just want to stay home and like just watch TV or anything.
Just
really.
chill.
Yeah, just want to
I get
unwind on a
that.
rainy day.
Recline and unwind pod. Yeah, just
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah. Emmanuel and I, we've known each other for a while. I want to say we're gonna reach 6 years.
6 years about,
Yeah,
I think.
6 years since the
'Cause we
song
met.
came out, but definitely had to know each other before that. So I want to
Mhm.
say around the 6 year ballpark for sure.
Yeah.
And we've done countless. We did a couple of songs. We've done podcast episodes. We've played Among Us.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
yeah, dude. But I'm telling you, we gotta meet up one day, man. We gotta meet up one
Hey,
day.
man, we gotta meet up one day, soon,
One
man,
day.
soon,
One
soon,
day.
sooner than later.
I think, dude, I feel like things are gonna end up working out one way or another. Like, it's just when you and Jay met up, it was cool. And that day that you and him FaceTime me, I'm like, oh, whoa, like this is actually
Hey, bro, I
happening.
remember, I remember you were working at your
I was
restaurant.
at
I
the
don't know if I'm
restaurant.
allowed to say that,
No,
but
yeah, you're good, you're good. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
That was
you were
so
on your
funny.
break. Yeah, bro, I remember. I still remember the day too. You were wearing your like a white button-up shirt. You remember? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was my uniform for the time being. Well, they let me wear whatever I want, but I think it was a
What's
summer,
up?
so I had to kind of look decent or presentable. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, dude, I mean,
Hmm.
we met through music, and speaking of music, you obviously released a new song today when we're recording it. Probably this episode is definitely coming out after, but you released a song called Down Bad
Sure.
um
Sure.
with my boy, can I say his name?
Yeah, yeah, go for
Yeah,
it, man.
with Avery. um and dude, it was fire. It was one of the first songs I heard at midnight. um and so tell me a bit about this song, dude, because I'm so used to hearing you reference a lot of anime. By the way, fire, but like your references are on point. Freedom was that like you said in your video, dude, like that was honestly one of those songs that was stuck in my head for a little bit.
Hey,
um
appreciate that, man.
but so this is a change for you, you know. I feel like I haven't heard this side of you in a minute since Lucid Dreamer. uh
Hmm.
so what was the inspo for this, if you want to speak about it, of course, you know, because
Yeah,
I'm sure there's
man.
a
Of
lot.
course, of course. Oh, so just a little BTS for song is. So I actually wrote the song a year ago.
Oh
I wrote
wow.
and recorded it a whole year ago. Just didn't know when to put it out.
Yeah.
So I recorded it. I recorded it actually around the time of Lucid Dreamer. It
Okay.
was supposed to be on the album,
Mm-hmm.
but I decided not to go through with it because I already had so many heartbreak love songs on the
Yeah.
album already.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll save this for later. At the time, I didn't have Avery on as a verse. I
Okay.
just had one verse.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've been saving it for a while. I was thinking like, yo, man, like who should I get on this? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I had it for a whole year, just sitting, just like, who should I get on this verse? I
Yeah.
had no idea. And then one time I was on a FaceTime call with Jay, and he said like, yo, I can hear Avery on this. I'm like, yo, that's not a bad idea. Like, and the thing is too, I featured on a lot of Avery's music
Mm-hmm.
that's on Spotify right now.
Yeah.
Featured on some of my songs in the past, but they're all on SoundCloud, and we don't talk about the SoundCloud days.
Yo. Oh, those were interesting times in all of our lives.
Yeah, we all thought we were hot, bro.
Yo, we really did, man. We really
we
did.
Oh man, just to go on a tangent real quick. I remember being in high school thinking that My songs are hot. I was like, yo, y'all sleeping on me. Yo, I'ma come, bro. Hey, yo, pause.
Hey yo.
I'm coming, bro.
Hey
I'm
yo.
coming,
Hey
bro.
yo.
Hey, yo, hey, yo, hey, yo. Hey, yo, pause
Mm-hmm.
real quick.
Right.
And then, okay. All right, let's play again. And so, yeah, so like, anyway, just like SoundCloud days were just,
Yeah.
they're fun. They're fun. Just like, I mean, I was in high school. I was having fun. It was like a high school music type of vibe. But anyway, back
Definitely.
to the point of going back with Avery.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's featured on a lot of my music back in the SoundCloud days, but ever since then, he hasn't really featured on any of my music now that's out on Spotify.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time coming. I started releasing music on Spotify in 2018, I want to say, and then now it's 2024. So now Avery's finally on a song of mine on
Yeah.
Spotify, Apple Music, on all
On
platforms.
all.
Down Bad out now on all platforms, by the way.
Down bad.
And yeah, man. So yeah, I wrote that song just to give some context to the song around the time when I was feeling heartbreak.
Of course.
At the
Yeah.
same time, I wrote songs like Obvious and
Lies.
Great Gatsby, Lies. Yeah. So like those were like the big four
Mm-hmm.
around that time. Yeah, man. So that's how long ago I wrote that song.
And down bad is kind of like tied into them in a way, like same type of inspo.
Type of inspo,
Yeah.
yeah.
That.
Same type of inspo. I think I actually no, I want to say actually yeah. It was around the Lucid Dreamer era. I was gonna say it was around the Again era, but I'm like no, it was a little earlier.
Again was a very interesting song too, because I kind of like overlooked it right now that you just mentioned it, because that also kind of had that like it was a trend. It was different than what your hype songs were, but it
Mhm.
was definitely like back like toned down. And I completely forgot that. I mean, I did play Again when it came out, but I completely forgot that you had that. It's just like I'm so
Yeah.
used to hearing the like City on Fire kind of songs, Freedom kind
Yeah.
of songs, but how do you do that? How like I've told Jay and I've told everyone else, all of our boys, dude, like you're very versatile when it comes to the music. Even on the songs that you've been on with me, we've gone from making a song called For the Squad, which is a very upbeat song. I think followed by what Fast Life was the one that followed it, the one that was on
Oh,
the after
Past
party.
Life was after that? Maybe it was Past
I
Life
think it
after
was
that.
Fast Life, which is a completely different vibe than what For the Squad was. And then last year we did Toxic, and you managed to
Mm,
kill it on all three. Like,
thank you, bro. Thank
like
you.
how are you able to do this? Because even in your music, you go from spaceship to Again to fantasy. Like
Yeah.
guys, if you guys haven't heard these songs, by the way, check them out. Fantasy is one of
Thank you.
my all-time like favorite. If not my all-time favorite Emmanuel song. Like
Hey, thank
honestly,
you, man.
that was
Appreciate that.
that was really good. But like, yeah, how do you get the inspo so easily to? I mean, I don't know if that's the question that's really answerable, but do you feel
Mm.
comfortable? Which kind of genre comes out more naturally, um, for you?
Yeah, that's a great question. What genre comes out more naturally for me? I think honestly, it just comes from how I'm feeling, to be honest. I think it just comes from how I'm feeling. If I've been listening to a lot of bad, uh, okay, so it comes from what I'm feeling emotionally and also from what I'm listening to as well in the
Gotcha.
moment. Like, have you heard Praise God by Kanye West?
I have, yeah.
Alexa, do work for my mic. So I got that inspiration. So Again was actually inspired by Praise God by Kanye West. Like, I don't know if I could love again. Like
Yeah,
just going up in that high upper register. So it was inspired by Praise God and Freedom. It was inspired by, oh man, I'm trying to think, what was I listening to at the time? I was listening to Travis Scott Goosebumps at the time. Oh, so like the hook went, I get those goosebumps every time. I need the Heimlich,
hmm
and then the hook in Freedom goes, I've been running out of time, ain't no way to hear it. Like
yeah,
you see how similar it
yeah.
sounds?
They're like,
So,
yeah,
Yeah, so I get my inspiration from other songs that I'm listening to at the time,
Gotcha.
and that's what like I pull from. Like I used to be so afraid of pulling like melody ideas from other songs because I thought it wasn't original.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, nothing's really
Nah,
original.
not
Like
anymore, man.
everyone's always getting inspiration from someone. Like Kanye's music, he always uses samples in his music, like for inspiration. So like don't be afraid to be inspired and like take some from what other people. Of course, like don't completely steal
Yeah,
an idea
definitely
and
not.
say
Yeah.
it's yours. Don't steal an idea, but take inspiration from it and like add your own little twist on it. So yeah, I would say like what inspires me is just what I'm listening to at the moment and how I'm feeling emotionally
True,
during
true.
that time. Like, not to talk too much, but just
Oh,
to
you're
say real
good.
quick, like
Mm-hmm.
during that time when I recorded Freedom, I was on a high. I was hype. I was ready to get it. I didn't drop a lot of music last year in 2023.
Like
Like
what,
3 or 4 songs.
about?
Yeah, 3 or 4 songs. Like
Mm-hmm.
again, on fire. No, not City on Fire. Again, Freedom, and What You Want. I totally forgot about What You Want.
What You
Dropped that with
Want
my
was last
brother.
year, really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I feel like it was this year. You know what? Yeah, it makes sense. I don't know why. It's only
Yeah.
February. This year has felt like a
Yeah.
long year already.
It has. I'm glad it feels like a long year. To be honest, I don't want it to go by too fast.
No, man. I feel like time has gone extremely fast after COVID. Um, like I look back at it now and everything feels like a simulation. It's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
whoa, like I graduated college, graduated because I really didn't have a graduation in in
Mm-hmm.
like during the pandemic, during lockdown, and I just look back at it and I'm like, that's already been 4 years. It does not feel like it's been 4 years since the lockdown even started. 4 years ago, we were just getting into our
4 years.
lockdown. Mm-hmm.
4 years ago?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, dude. I'm
that's
telling you, it like we don't think about it as like while we're living, but like now, like that we sit down and really think about it, it's kind of like 4 years have really passed that, since
that's
the lockdown.
that's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, like we
Jeez.
don't realize it. Like these are things that, like I was looking back and I'm like, because I don't know about you. I tend to look back at some of my old songs and see just like where where I should have tweaked things a little bit here and there. And I was looking back at my album from 2020 and I'm listening. I'm like, okay, this was good. This needed adjustment. What this and that. And it says, oh, release date, whatever. And I was like, 2020 feels like just yesterday, but it's really been 4 years ago. So it
4 years
is
ago.
it
I
is a
still feel
good
like
thing
it's
that,
2 years ago.
dude, it feels like it hasn't been that long ago since the whole world went on a full on pause, but
Hmm.
the whole world is already like, I mean, we're already like doing better. So
Yeah.
we just didn't realize it. So many things have happened these past 4 years, man.
Dang, man. Yeah, a lot has happened, bro. A lot has happened, and a lot will continue
Continue.
continue to happen, man.
Yeah. I mean, hey, dude. I mean, Pokemon ended. I mean, Ash Ketchum's
Yeah.
thing ended. Attack on Titan finally reached its finale, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It reaches finale. Shout out AOT.
Real and
Well,
shout
speaking
out,
of Pokemon,
shout out Pokemon.
I don't know if I can say this, but spoiler alert. I mean, I didn't watch it, but I saw some clips of it on YouTube. I was curious of how it ended. Uh, I I didn't necessarily see the end. Saw a clip regarding Team Rocket. Spoiler alert. Oh, so you've seen all the Pokemon, right?
Yeah,
Or
the
you've seen
for
the
like
whole
the
end?
ending. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I saw this one clip where, and spoiler alert, if you want to like skip past this far, maybe like 2 minutes or whatever. Uh, spoiler alert for Team Rocket, bro. Like I saw that the Team Rocket's end. I don't know if this is like actually how they ended, but like I saw them
Hug Ash.
uh, like they try to capture Pikachu for one last time. Then I saw them like get. And then when they failed, uh, and blasted off again, they got angry at each other. They had a fight, and then they split up. I was like, no way. Is that actually how it ends? No way.
So that's not how it ends.
Ah,
That's not how
that's
it
so
ends.
good.
Yeah, yeah. That's
It's
not
good.
that's not how it ends.
Okay, good, 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 good.
So again, spoiler alert, whoever's listening and doesn't want to know how it really ends, skip, yeah, like 2 or 3 minutes. Um, so it was that one episode was kind of just I feel like they got so mad at each other that they failed, and they start blaming each other.
Mhm.
So they're like, no, we're gonna go our separate ways, and we're gonna become a Team Rocket legend on our own. We don't need each other. So somehow they all end up walking back into the Team Rocket headquarters, and they're
Mhm.
but individually, each one isn't really seen as an asset. So they all walk back in separately and end up back together doing work within the Team Rocket headquarters. I think they're washing dishes or in the kitchen, and at a point they
Mhm.
get fed up. They're like, "Wait, this is not us. We're not meant to be working in the headquarters. We're meant to be bad guys." So they leave all together. They run out again of the headquarters and try to capture Pikachu. Um,
Okay.
yeah, so they end up back together. Um, I feel like Pokemon didn't get the proper closure that it deserved.
Really? Okay.
Honestly, Ash kind of in a way, but not all the way, because he from that specific arc, him and his partner Go were traveling together, so they had a nice closure. But Ash's journey didn't. It just said that he's gonna continue to be be a friend to every Pokemon, and it leaves that open question. It's just like, what is a Pokemon master? Like what was Ash's
Oh,
goal
okay.
in like overall? Like he's champion. He won the Gen 7 Alola League, and he won the Gen or the overall tournament. So, but he's like, but they ask him, he's like, now are you a Pokemon master? Like, what's the real goal that you had? And he's like, I want to befriend every Pokemon. So it's impossible, but it's like it's an
Mm.
everlasting journey. Team Rocket never got a proper closure because they showed them continuing to kind of spy on Ash. I guess they're gonna keep
Oh,
trying.
okay.
So it just
Okay.
leaves the things just like he's still exploring, but
Ah,
so it's
okay. So
not like
he's not done.
he's not done. No, like they
Oh,
ended his
interesting.
journey, like I guess on TV, but like in the back of all of our heads, just like he's gonna continue to become the very
Ah,
best. So
interesting. That's an interesting way to end Pokemon.
I feel like he deserved an actual. Even his victory felt very lackluster, man. Like
Really?
him, yeah. If anyone is still listening to this part of it, fast forward a little more because you guys are gonna get it spoiled. Um, him and so the last two Pokemon are Pikachu and the champions Charizard. They clash. So you're thinking they clashed. Who stands up? Who doesn't stand up? It just cuts, and Pikachu's in the hospital.
Oh, shoot.
So you never get that proper like definitive answer on the spot.
Dang.
Um, and
Dang.
then it's like after that he wakes up, he's like, what they're basically explaining to Pikachu what happened, and it's a flashback of Pikachu being the only one to stand back up, and a celebration is no real celebration. It's just like, whoa, we won, and it cuts right
Mm.
back to Pikachu in the hospital, and they're all happy again. But there's, like I'm like Ash finally won. Give him that like crazy celebration, but I feel like they
Wow.
never gave it to him.
Wow, that does sound lackluster.
Yeah,
Dang, man.
it was weird. I mean, hey,
Hmm.
Misty and Brock came back for like the last like
Yeah, I saw
couple
that.
of episodes, so that was pretty cool. So I
I
mean,
remember telling you about the Misty and Krogunk.
dude, it was so
Back.
funny. It was so funny because it was Misty and Krogan to drag Brock off. It was so
Oh man,
funny, dude.
oh,
Um,
such a nostalgic heart tug. Like, oh,
it is. It is, man, because I think they changed the voice actor for Misty, voice actress for Misty. Uh, but it's Misty's overall persona is still there, so it definitely like felt just like like we're back to where it all started. It was really nice. It was really nice, man.
awesome, man.
I have to incorporate Pokemon into some of my songs, man. I've always wanted to do that. I haven't been able to. Uh,
Yeah.
but I definitely got to do that. But and speaking of like just Pokemon in general, you incorporate anime a lot into your songs. Uh,
Yeah.
what kind of influence does it have on the music you make? Because you had what Spirit Bomb a long time ago, right?
Oh yeah. Man, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Spirit
Yep,
Bomb,
Spirit Bomb.
and we fast forward
Yeah.
to
So that's
Freedom.
a good question, man. So what kind of influence I get? So at first it became of just making unreferenced punchlines, like, "Oh, I got a spirit bomb like Goku" or whatever, or "I do the Kamehameha on your face" or whatever, something like that. Uh, like those aren't actual lines for my songs. People like I'm not that whack. I'm not whack. Come on. but
It's a
like
goat.
but like using anime was excuse me.
You're good.
Using anime punchlines was just fun because like if some people got them, they're like, "Oh shoot, that was a creative way to use it." But now I would say I like using it. I like using anime as inspiration for my music as well. It's not just anime, but it's video games, stories from other media, movies, but mostly anime because that's what I'm consuming a lot.
Yeah.
For example, my song Death Note, my song Legend is actually
Okay. Yeah.
inspired
I
by
was
Death
like, Death
Note.
Note. Hold on. Yeah.
So my song Legend is inspired by Death Note about uh, so it's a concept about being so high in your pride. You feel like you're a legend. You feel like you're a god and no
Hmm.
one can stop you and you're untouchable. So that song Legend was inspired by Death Note. It was inspired by Attack on Titan. There's like nobody can stop my passion, nobody can stop my drive, nobody can stop my will for
Hmm.
what I want to do in my life.
Yeah.
I have freedom to do what I want in my life. I'm gonna go after my goals and chase them. And like I might be crazy, but hey, I'm chasing them,
Yeah.
and no one can stop me. So I would say I borrow a lot of narratives, anime, and I bring them into my music
Hmm.
as a way. It's like it's just inspiring for me, and it's also a fun way to tell stories in my music way as well. It's like a song as an anime episode.
Okay. That is a
Yeah.
good way to put it. That is a really good way to put it. Because each song would kind of define whatever's going on or whatever you have in your mind at that specific moment.
Right.
Do you feel like you have any filler songs? Because anime,
Oh, that's a good
I have
question.
so many filler songs, man. And I feel like if we're using anime terms, I feel like we
Yeah.
all might have that.
No, yeah, definitely, man. I try not to do filler songs because I kind of want to look up my
Yeah, go
discography,
right ahead,
but
man. No, you're.
yeah, see if I have any filler songs. I
Dude,
have a lot of filler features.
well,
I have a lot of like,
I actually maybe features are our filler, are our fillers.
oh,
I feel like that
maybe.
might be an interesting way to put it because they're not us, but they
Yeah.
are just like something that we pass by.
That's a concept, bro. That's a concept right there. Actually, no, I don't know, cause I feel like I don't know, cause like there are definitely some features that I pour my heart and soul into as well.
Hmm.
But there are some features where I look back, I'm like, I could have went harder.
Yeah,
It's kind of like what you said about how going back to your old music and be like, I could have went harder on that,
definitely.
but at the same time, actually just thinking about that now, like thinking I could have gone harder doesn't necessarily mean it's a filler. That's probably just a training arc, you know?
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
on your way up. You weren't Super Saiyan yet. You slowly get to
Yeah, just in base form, bro. Just in base
that.
form. But yeah, I don't think I really had any filler songs to be honest. Uh, yeah, no, I don't think I did. No, I don't think I
No,
did. No, do you have any filler songs?
dude, I have filler albums. That's the way I feel it now. Like I look
Album.
back and it's like it's a lot of album. Well, yeah, well, like I feel like my album 2K19 was kind of a like a training arc, because 2018 was when we did the $1 million album and for the squad, and I had Troy on a song too. But that was like the beginning. That was just like, all right, like this is what I have to offer now, and I think it was a pretty solid album. Honestly, all right, like looking back at it, the album as a whole wasn't solid. Now that I look back at it, select songs like For the Squad, like Why, $1 Million Dream, I feel like those were the songs that kept it together. But the album that's not necessarily wouldn't be uh, a solid album. But 2K19, it was like, all right, I'm releasing a song each month. Um, and that's why it feels like, all right, we're just training for whatever's coming next year. I don't want to stay too quiet because come 2020, that's when I had my song. I don't know if you heard it, Valerie, and the entire No Regrets project. That was more like all right, like this is Super Saiyan 1, you know, or like that's how
Mm-hmm.
that, or at that time I felt like it was Super Saiyan 3. Now looking back at it
Mm.
now, it's kind of like, all right, that was one. That really was, Super Saiyan 1.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so I feel like that necessarily was a training arc, but like things that I thought would be a filler album, like my Something About Love project, became like Super Saiyan 2.
Mm.
And the after party, I feel like I thought that was gonna be Super Saiyan 3, and it ended up being like, all right, this was just like a little transition, like a little filler part of it,
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
I get that.
so I have filler albums, filler songs. I feel like I can't really put them in there, because they all end up making their way to the project. Um, but during the process, I guess a couple of singles would feel like filler singles. Like I had a song called "Caught Up" that came out in 2020, and I was like, all right, this is probably gonna be fire, and it just ended up being like a filler, but it still made it on Super Saiyan 1. So
Got you.
it's
Got.
kind of like weird. It's kind of weird, but that's just the way I see it. I divide my life in my music. Uh, like I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, so this was like the For the Squad era. This was the Valerie
Yep.
era. I always classify it that way, and I don't know if it's a me thing or if it's an us thing. Of just people that the creatives. I think that's a great way to divide our life, to see like we can look back
Mm-hmm.
at it very easily. Like, oh yeah, at that time I was thinking about this. Um, you know,
100%.
it's just
100%, bro. 100%. Like I get that 100% with like Lucid Dreamer era was definitely me delving more into melodies, rap, and also just a combination of the Travis Scott vibes too, with the heavy auto tune bangers had on that album as well, like Yes
I
Sir
was just
and
about to tell you about Yes Sir, dude. So I was driving home once from work. This came out 2 years ago, right? Lucid Dreamer was 2022.
yeah,
Yeah.
2022.
So I think you had just dropped Yes Sir, or I think the album was already out, and I was driving home from work, and I'm like, I know Emmanuel dropped a new song. I'm like, let me check it out, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you. My drive home that day was like 30 minutes, and that song was playing for like 25 of them. Like I just had it on loop. It
Hey,
was a nice day out, and I was really feeling like oh man, I think it was I don't know if that when I first heard it was like a holiday or something. So the roads were empty, so I
oh yes
pumped up all
sir.
the volume, just like, wow, this feels so cool. She's like, yes sir. And I was just like, yeah, let's go faster, you know.
That's actually do remember when I released it too. I actually released it on Thanksgiving weekend, so I think that's when the roads were empty.
Yeah, it had to be. Because
Yeah.
I think Thanksgiving weekend was the last weekend I had. Actually, the last weekend I worked at that job. Um, I think that's why I was so hyped. I'm just like, I don't gotta come back here. The roads are empty. It's a
Yeah.
nice day out. Like, I had my windows down. I remember, I don't know if it was that warm, but I know I had my windows down for a bit, and I was just like driving home. So I was like, this is nice. This is
Yeah,
awesome.
man.
Uh,
That's
it
man.
it
Appreciate
definitely
that.
felt cool. No, dude, of
Uh,
course, Um, but like it's just so interesting to see like the effect music has on other people. Like when I listen to your music, it's like I listen to it, I want to say, as an acquaintance, as a friend, and as a fan. I listen to them
mm,
as all three. I'm just like, Emmanuel's my boy, so I'm gonna check his music out because that's my boy. you know and I'm gonna support, no, like, not just you, but like Jay and Anthony and Angel, like the whole gang. I'm gonna try supporting everybody. I'll share it around. My boys know, freaking sorry, my friends know. They know For the Squad. I'm like, yo, you gotta check out Emmanuel, and my boy checked out. You had City on Fire. I think you had a song before that. No, I think it was City on Fire. They checked it out. They said it went hard. I somehow ended up playing it for my bosses. Um,
Uh,
it was so funny, but because they're like yeah, because they didn't they were talking about German because the rapper is German, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
He's German. Yeah.
So he's like, oh, like, I don't really understand it. I'm like, yo, like you gotta check this song out though, because it's like a mix of English and I literally played it for them. It was the funniest thing because I'm like, we have whole executives over here listening to my boys' songs.
That's
Um,
so far.
it is really cool. And the effect it has on other people is really cool, dude. And the barriers. But something that you and I have talked about a lot when it comes to the music is the effect it's had on us. And this was actually probably one of the main topics that we kind of converse about here and there, but we never really get into depth. And I think right now is a pretty perfect time to do so. Um, so music, I feel like it's a perfect outlet. You know, all of us use it differently. I've had, I've been fortunate enough to not be so like, if I'm sad, I'm never like sad because I feel like, all right, I have my iPhone and I have the beats here ready to go. I can just write my feelings away, and it has been very beneficial. And I don't know if you feel that same way as well, but it's also had a detrimental effect on myself when it comes to numbers.
Mm.
And numbers are
Oh
something
yeah.
that I feel like no matter how much we're like they don't matter, you know, it's really not that big of a deal.
Mhm.
We always it's just something that we long for, you know. We're hungry for numbers, and when they
Yeah.
don't reach the expectations that we want, you know, it kind of puts us back down. And although music is there to help us, it doesn't, you know, that's also causing our downfall, you know. And I know you brought that up a lot
Mhm.
when it comes to numbers on, I guess, music, and I think you brought it up on reels as well. On
Yeah, on
yeah,
Reels too. Yeah. Yeah, man, that's a great point. So just to kind of divide the topics a little bit about
yeah,
music's effect on us and with the numbers. So first of all, I want to tackle what you talked about, how music is a great outlet, right? I want to tackle that topic first because as soon as you're talking about how when you were feeling sad and just had to write music down for an outlet, I remember so this is gonna sound kind of like funny and corny a little bit, but it was real. It was really real for me. So it was. I remember I was in college. I don't remember exactly the year. Either like 2020 or 2021. It was. I think it was like maybe 2021 or something like that.
mm-hmm.
I remember I got my heart broken. I was so heartbroken. I just remember I went back to my dorm room. I turned off the lights. I had red LED lights
Oh
all over my room, so I turned those on as well. I just remember like I just started writing. Like I had the instrumental, I had the beat playing in the background. I was writing. I was just like writing all my emotions and feelings out.
yeah,
Uh, and actually, it wasn't a song that was about heartbreak, but it was a song where I just like needed to get some kind of emotion
yeah.
out, like just an outlet. And I remember getting that song, and then I recorded it the same day. I was feeling myself. I was feeling so. Like recording that song made me feel like I was a man again.
Yeah.
It made me feel like I was high and like had a just on a high, and that song was actually a legend.
Oh really? Oh wow.
Yeah, so I wrote that with like the red LED lights in the room. I was just in my zone. I
Yeah.
remember I told Jay about this too. He said like, "Yo, you were Batman, huh?" I was like, "Yeah, I was Batman, Robert Pattinson." So I
Wow.
was Batman in the studio. Yeah, man, and like, yo, I'm still so super proud of Legend, just because of Ocean and like I just wanted to get back on this grind. Like
Mm-hmm.
after getting your heart broken, bro, you're just like you don't feel like doing anything, but like it's like nah, man, I gotta get back on it, man.
Yeah.
So that was a phenomenal outlet for me, and Legend is one of my like top 5 personal favorite songs just from that experience, and just it's like that experience is a testament for how music has had a positive creative outlet on me.
Definitely. Yeah, yeah. I don't even know if people know this story when it comes to being sad and just writing. Uh So I was. I mean, I don't even know if I'm allowed to fully speak about it, or if I want to. But we're just gonna
Up to
do
you,
it.
man. Up
We're
to
just
you.
gonna do it. So I already had the something about love album ready to go. It's just like it was ready. It's already submitted to all the stores. And I'm on this high. I'm on this high. I'm just like, my bad. It wasn't submitted. Sorry. It was ready to go. We were doing the cover shoot. It was January 2021. So I'm doing the cover shoot with my roommate who is a photographer, videographer, and we're taking pictures, whatever. And then things happen behind the scenes, not music related, happen like friend wise and girl wise and all this and that. So a lot of things went south, and I was like, man, like this really just happened. Like how such a high can reach such a like can go so low and like
Mm.
so fast. And I'm not gonna lie, I was really not sad. I was more like I felt betrayed by
Mm.
friends, and it was just so interesting because an album that I had ready to go, I'm just like I'm still gonna release this. I promoted it for like 2 weeks, and then I'm like I can't do it. Like I'm not in the right state of mind to even be promoting this. Um, so I went AWOL on social media, and I feel like what helped me get back up is the album's out. Um, and it was the best performing album that I have to this
Mm.
day. And I think about it, it's just like I felt so like down, like at that moment. The song's already ready, and I'm just writing down, dude. But songs about this situation never really came out, and I think will finally come out this year. But it just felt like so like damn. I'm really like so down right now, and how turning something so negative into one of the biggest positives of your life, or of your life at the time. It's so crazy how things can change. Like you said, you felt so heartbroken. You got home, you got to your dorm, wrote Legend, and became super proud of that song. It's like sometimes you have to get beat up a little bit to create some of your best work, man. And I feel like that's. I mean, my dad tells me that he's like, you got to get heartbroken more often. I'm like, why? He's like, because like when you're sad, not just you, just anybody, a human, when they're sad, they turn that pain into power. I feel like that's they turn
Exactly.
pain into power, and I feel like that's just something that I just wanted to bring up because it happened. It seems to transition throughout everybody's life. You managed to bring Legend
Mm.
out of a negative situation.
Yeah, exactly, bro. And like just kind of relating it back to anime terms
Mm-hmm.
again, it's like and you're beat up like when you're beat up and when people around you are dying in anime and not in real life, but
Yeah, I
like
gotcha.
in anime when people are dying and stuff, just like get so angry and just turn up and go Super Saiyan,
Go
like
super. Mm-hmm.
Goku. For example, he turned Super Saiyan after seeing someone die. I'm not gonna spoil because some people probably still haven't seen Dragon Ball,
Mm-hmm.
but Goku saw someone his close friend die, and then Goku just got so angry and turned Super Saiyan. It's like turning that pain into power.
Yeah.
With what you were saying about what your dad was saying. That's just related to anime terms real quick.
Yeah. No, I
For the
completely get
weebs
it.
out there, for the weebs who've never been heartbroken.
I feel like every weeb has been heartbroken at a point, man. like no like no disrespect to anybody, bro. Like I feel I feel like they had to be hard. Guys,
That's funny.
I think we just broke Emmanuel, man. Hey yo, pause.
That's
But
funny.
I feel like he just like no, dude. I honestly think so.
That's real. Though, yeah.
it,
Everyone's been heartbroken.
everyone's been heartbroken before, man. But it's always the way that we confront it that
Hmm.
shows what our true power is, I guess.
Yeah.
you know but
Yeah.
let's go back to what we were saying when it comes to the numbers. uh Dude, numbers, I don't know about you. As much as I've tried to say I make music for my friends, I make music for my family, it doesn't change the fact that when the numbers are not reflective of my expectations, it makes me feel down bad, man. Just kind of like, what, like
Hmm.
seriously, like what just happened? My song Blame It. There's so much when it comes to that song that I can't really bring up officially, but that song I feel like had so much potential in terms of my friends and in terms of my family, and even had the what's the word, the blessing of like promotional of commercial release, but it didn't come to fruition for whatever reason. And
Mm-hmm.
it was just like I was expecting X amount of views. I'm like, this is gonna do it. Like if I've been able to hit these views in 2021 and in 2020, I can do it again in 2023. And I didn't. I came extremely far from my expectations. It's kind of like I just released what I thought was one of my best songs, and it did not perform. It was extremely underwhelming. And although it was for my friends and family, it doesn't change the fact like the numbers don't. The numbers still affect us, no matter what.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know how you feel about the numbers, man.
Oh yeah, bro. Like I definitely like I've learned like I've been trying to teach myself and learn to not realize that numbers are everything. And it's been a slow process
Yeah,
for sure. Like there are there are some days where like oh yeah, I mean I don't really care, but there are some days where I'm like who care? I put a lot of time and effort into this.
exactly. Mm-hmm.
So I get it. And right now for Down Bad, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been promoting it as much as I would like to.
Mm-hmm.
So when I saw the numbers today, I think it's like 20 streams on Spotify to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But that's because I haven't really been promoting it as much. Back at it, I'm like, oh well, I mean it is what it is. Just got to keep going.
Yeah.
That's what I've been trying to like tell myself too. Like, and that's what a lot of people around me have told me too, just to encourage me.
Mm-hmm.
Going, just keep going, just keep doing what you do, keep making quality content, quality music. You don't just put stuff out there just to put stuff out there and hope it gets views. Like,
Yeah.
do it because you love it, do it because you're passionate about it. It'll come eventually. But you also got to get better too. Get
Mm-hmm.
better at promoting, get better at making quality content, get
Yeah.
better at executing it. So I mean, I feel like it's all a learning experience. I used to get so, I mean, as I mentioned before, I used to get so down bad about it, but then, uh, like I've learned to just kind of overcome it and be like, oh well, it is what it is. Like there's some videos, for example, like going back to reels now.
Mm-hmm.
So with music and comparing it to reels, there's some that I just put so much creative thought into, like, yo, people are gonna laugh at
Yeah.
this one, people are gonna go crazy over this one, only for it to only get like 100 views and be like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
And it's always the ones that you put the least effort in
That somehow.
blow up. It's blow up, whether it's reels or music. Like it's always the ones with the
The lowest.
lowest effort.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like the ones that you don't put in as much effort compared to other songs that you put your heart and soul into, that people just hear
Mm-hmm.
and hear more, and you're like, dang, okay, that's weird, but hey, man, we just got to keep going.
Yeah, it's tough to fully execute that mindset, and have it like ingrained in you as a person, because you know when you look around and you're like, oh yeah, let's Drake release an album, 30 million first day, I mean I guess 30 million streams, it's not sales anymore, but 30 million streams the first day, or like today, one of my favorite artists, Hoodie Allen, released a song, and I'm in his broadcast channel. He's like, guys, like, stream this song. This is do this for us, and it's cool, and it's true. Bro, that song's on repeat for me as well. But I'm sure like, no matter how old or young you are, numbers are gonna find their way to get you somehow, and it's gonna hurt for a little bit. Like it's not even like sugarcoating it. It's gonna hurt for a bit, but it takes time. But once you start kind of to like accept the fact that just like, all right, like we're not them,
Yeah,
we're not
yeah,
that at that level yet. We're trying to get there, and at a point maybe they even started from the bottom like this. um but it's tough,
right.
we all have our own definition of success. That's something that I've been trying to bring into my brain too. I've defined success as having an impact on someone, whether it be one person or whether it be 100
Mm-hmm.
people. You know,
Mm-hmm.
um, I had this.
Yeah.
I released a song in 2020 called "Goodbye," or R.I.P. And I'm not gonna say who because she's probably listening to this right now. If she listens to the podcast, you know who you are when you hear this. If you hear this, but I played the song, and for the first time ever in my life, have I made someone else cry with a song
Mm.
right in front of me, just tears, man. And I was like, whether this song blows up or not, the impact has been made already. You know, like
Yeah.
someone actually cried to this and they felt what I felt when writing it. So it was, I wouldn't say it's a good feeling because I never want to actually have someone cry, but it was it was a good feeling in the sense that I was able to reach her through the music, and
Mm-hmm.
she managed to relate to it. So there, like that, I found like this song is a hit without even releasing it yet. Like the song is a hit for me already. Um, so like numbers aren't everything. It always depends on whoever listens to it and whoever really
Mm-hmm.
shows that they care about you too. You know?
Yeah, bro, that's real. That's so real. Cause something that I'm reminding myself is that every number is a person,
Yeah.
and every person, one person has so much complexity to them. It's actually crazy. Like you have your own complexities, you have your own like likes, dislikes, you have your own passions, you have your own dreams, you
Yeah.
have your own goals, you have your own family, you have your own friends, and I have same likewise,
Mm-hmm.
and all of those kind of form who we are. And and it's crazy. It's crazy that like with what you said about how your song impacted one person, it's like that's what success is at the end of the
Yeah.
day. And I think I might have to implement your definition into my definition as well, as like just impacting someone, like making some kind of change, making some kind of perspective shift in their life. And like, bro, like one person like can do a lot.
Yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm.
one person has a lot of power to do something. Like that one person could be MLK, that one person could be uh, I'm trying to think of like good celebrities. I was about to say Kanye. I'm like, oh, never mind. I'm not
Mm,
gonna say.
I
but
I
but
know.
you know what I mean,
Yeah, I
though. Yeah,
definitely
you know
get
what I
what you
mean.
mean. Yeah. No, yeah, dude. It's crazy. Like the power of music, the power of creativity. Honestly, the way that it branches out. I mean, look, you and I have never been in the same room, have never been in the same state, and creativity has somehow brought us right here to a podcast, to three songs, to your podcast. So it's like it's so cool how it just things connect, and it's the impact of one person. Like I met you through Jay, I met Jay through Anthony, and I met Anthony through Instagram because he knew a couple of my friends that went to high school with them, and then we met up in person. Like I met up in person
Yeah.
coincidentally. I'm walking my dog, and he's like, "You're Diego, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, I'm this." I'm like, "Oh, dude, yeah, I know. I have you. I didn't like. I couldn't recognize. It's just it's a small world, and we're thousands of miles
Mm,
apart, probably. So it's
yeah,
it's just thinking about it, just like wow, like
it
it's really
is.
like this.
It's mind-boggling, bro. It's crazy. Like just with what you said too about how crazy how you can know one person, then that person knows someone else, then that person actually knows someone like big, and you're like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, I didn't know you had that connection like that. And it's crazy, man. Like, uh, it's all about who you know, not what you know type beat. You know what I mean?
Yo, I haven't seen those kind of things on YouTube, the Drake type beat or
Yeah.
like Lil Yachty type beat. Cause I remember when we were still doing this, like in the beginning, I was like, I want to make a song that sounds like Lil Wayne type beat. You know, it's just
Yeah, I mean, they're still out there. They're still out there. I don't go to them as much because
mm-hmm.
I want to uh, try to find my own sound in a way.
Yeah.
I'm still taking inspiration from them, but that's a whole other conversation. I mean, if you want to have that, we can have that
I
too.
mean, yeah. It like, what do you feel like your sound is? because like I told you before, you have a versatility of being able to go to whatever sound is presented to you. But what do you feel your true sound is? Is it more of the freedom kind of sound, or is it the fantasy kind of sound, or is it the again type of sound? You know?
A great question. That's a great question. Honestly, I still feel like I'm finding my sound. I'm, like, I feel like a lot of the songs on Lucid Dreamer are what I want to go through with, like Jin, Great Gatsby, Yes Sir. I feel like at the same time, some of those songs are a mixed bag as well.
Mm-hmm.
The Great Gatsby and Yes Sir are two totally different styles. So I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm just having fun with it, but like I'm gonna try to find my style and like maybe mix them both together
Yeah.
in a way. But yeah, man, I'm still on this journey of trying to find my sound too. What do you think your sound is?
I feel like mine's just like pop rap, honestly. Like I was telling Anthony, just like I enjoy rapping. Sure, I might not be the best at it. I enjoy doing it, but I feel like that's more forced to me. A
Mm,
rap just because I like to be real in music, and I feel like you can only be so lyrical or so um I don't know, like rap properly when you're trying to be real without sounding kind of a little cheesy. Uh, but I feel like with pop is it's more pop and rap. You know, that mixture is more like natural. Just like it flows nicely. You can throw in a little bit of cheesy lines here and there, and
mm-hmm.
I just feel like that sounds nicer when it comes to me. You know, a lot of people can kill it in rap. Like I like you're a great rapper and you're a great singer. Like you kill it. Um, but there's people that are so good at rapping would never even bother touching the singing, and there's people that I know that are amazing at singing and don't even want to rap because they know, they feel like it's not them. I feel like I can't sing as well as I would love to, and I can't rap as well as I would love to. But if I don't have to be fully pop, fully rap, keep them both in the center, I feel like that's where the fine, like the what's the word?
The fine line.
The fine. I don't know if it's a fine line. I feel like it's more like
Silver lining? No, not silver lining. I don't know.
I don't know, maybe the comfort zone. I don't know, comfort zone or whatever. It's not, maybe not comfort. Comfort's too like passive of a word.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I think I know what you're trying to say though.
yeah, yeah. That's just how I feel. But I feel like I'm still trying to figure it out. And hey, I mean, look, this year, like you said, you've released 3 songs last year. I feel like this year's the last year that I'm gonna do a full album for the time being.
Hmm.
Just because it's like I don't know, like it's just like I feel like music has turned into a chore to me at a point, you know.
Mm, yeah, I can see that. I
Yeah.
can see that. And I heard this one thing too, where it's like, I don't know if it was a tweet or Instagram reel or something, where it's like, you can, whether you're not creating, you're still a creative.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've heard. So last year I didn't release a lot of music, but I still had a lot of ideas. Like even though I didn't release music, I still like wrote here and there. I still thought of some concepts here and there. But this year I want to actually try to execute on those and release them.
Mm-hmm.
So like I feel like even with breaks too, bro. Like just taking breaks for your creativity is healthy. It's good so
Definitely.
that it doesn't feel like a chore. Like you
Mm-hmm.
said.
And it's necessary to fall in love with the art again. You know, like I feel like
100%.
when you're pushing it out so much, I mean, I've released a full album, what, once a year at this point, maybe sometimes even two. Like I'm just pushing it out. Is I got a point just like what am I doing, you know? Um,
Mm.
but the break is necessary because like you take time off, you get to execute, like you said, create without really fully putting out that work. So by the time you get right back into it, you're like, I'm ready to go. Like I feel good about all this. Is it? Let's go full speed ahead.
Exactly.
You know. I mean, the creative world is like this. You know. I feel like there's so many people that have done that. Do you watch Smosh or do you know about Smosh?
Yeah, I used to watch Smosh. Yeah.
Oh, okay, dope, bro. I'm crazy. Like that's one of my boys, basically, without really being my boys.
Yeah.
But Anthony Padilla said that like him and Ian were working so much when they were under that one company under Defy,
Oh, yep. Mm-hmm.
that he's like it didn't like we didn't have a friendship anymore. It was just work, 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 and he fell out of love
Mm-hmm.
with the content he made. So he stepped away for 6 years. He's finally back, and
Yeah.
so it's just nice that he came back and is I guess you can say he's back. He's fell in love with Smosh as a whole all over again. It's
Yeah, because they bought it back, right?
They bought it back, dude. That's crazy to me that they bought
Yeah,
it back.
that's a W for them.
Like they sold it for no stock. They sold it for stock, and the company never went public, so it was worthless. They got zero out of it. And
Ah, yeesh.
imagine selling something that you like built up for stock, and you get nothing out of it. You're on salary, then they
Ah,
completely do something else to it. I mean, oh man, I'd be mad. But it's like
I'd be mad too.
it's a perfect story. He's back, and you're like, all right, like it's my baby now,
Yeah.
my baby all over again, all grown up.
Yeah, all grown up. Exactly, man. Exactly. Yeah, man. Like, just like not to repeat too much of what we already talked about,
Hmm.
but yeah, man, those breaks are necessary sometimes because, like you said, you work a lot. I mean, like even today, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, I was trying to, had like my day was free today,
Hmm.
but I'm not gonna lie, I was just not feeling to create skits and stuff. I just
Yeah,
felt so burnt out. Uh, I was just like I just don't feel anything. But like even if you don't feel anything, I feel like to a certain extent you still gotta kind of force yourself just a little bit just to put in some creative work. And I'm not sure. I'm still trying to find out that balance whether or not like if I'm feeling creatively burnt out, if I should still push the envelope a little bit or if I should just stop completely. I'm still trying to find that balance to be
yeah.
honest.
And everyone has a different process. There's people that would want to force it all the way. You're like, no, you have to sit down and create. Or it's just like, I'll take the day off. I'll relax. I'll let my creative juices recharge all over again. And when I'm ready to go, we go full speed ahead. I think everybody works differently, man. I have a friend who,
Yeah.
who who draws a lot, and she's like, whenever I feel like I'm drawing too much, she's like, I feel like I don't even want to do this anymore. Step away from it, and then like a couple weeks later, she's like, all right, so I just drew this, and I'm like, well, there you go. Like you just need
Yeah.
some time off if you don't force. Or like writer's block. I mean, I'm sure you've had a writer's block before. I
Oh,
feel like
100%
I feel like that's that
all the time.
a huge flag that's saying, hey, take the break. Like don't even try because you're not gonna release, you're not gonna recreate something good.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah,
just
no, I get that. I think a part of it too is like growing up like as a teen, like being the impressionable teen I was, there's a lot of Gary V and there was a lot of other or social media gurus uh that and just like hustle culture I feel like is like very dangerous.
mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's something that I'm still trying to work through because I know that I don't want to waste time, right? I don't want to waste time and I want to make the most out of every day. I want to try to have every day be as productive as the last one. At the same time you get tired. You get tired and you just can't create. So
Yeah.
I'm still trying to work through the hustle culture mentality too. Feel like you have a hustle culture mentality or do you feel like not anymore or
It's like a war that I'm in, man. Honestly, because I was telling my mom today, I'm like, I was gonna go to the gym today, but I decided not to. She's like, why? I was like, well, I had already made plans with one of my friends to go get food. So we went to go. I'm like, I just did that instead. I had to walk my dog before when I came home from work. It's just like, I don't have time today, I want to say, but also Monday I hit the gym. Tuesday I went to kickboxing. Wednesday I went to the gym. Yesterday I went to kickboxing. I'm like, I think I can afford a day off today from going and pushing myself, to work on my physique or anything. Not that I'm gonna fully. I'm not gonna stuff myself with like junk food, right? But
Right,
like just
right.
like I think I can take today off. I already gave it 4 days. If I want to go to the gym tomorrow, I can. If not, I don't have to. Um, but there's a break. But I'm 100% on the same mindset as you are. Every day has to be productive, um, and that's also where I feel like it has a negative effect on us,
Mm-hmm.
because if you feel that pressure on you, it's kind of like you're overworking yourself. Like you don't have time to just lay back and recline and unwind
Yeah.
for yourself, man, because you're always just like, I gotta do something. I gotta do something. And that's what it feels like sometimes. I mean, with music, I mean, I have three projects to see. I have the music project, the podcast, and the up and coming that I'm hoping works out slowly. The clothing line that I've been working on. So but my friends tell me, like, you have way too much going on. Like, choose one and kind of stick
Mm.
to it. And I feel like if I choose one, it's like I'm not working hard enough on the other two. It's
Yeah.
it's straight up hustle mentality, but I know exactly what you mean by saying that. It's kind of like it's a bit of a dangerous realm to get into, because
Yeah.
we can feel burnt out. And in extreme cases, I heard a story once that some kid commit suicide because of, I don't know if this word is allowed on YouTube, but uh yeah, so it's just I learned this in college. It was a story that my professor printed out, that she signed up her son for an activity every single day. So Monday through
Mhm.
Friday, it was like you're going, let's say, I don't remember exactly, swimming, baseball practice, gym, something, Monday through Friday, and even Saturday and Sunday doing something else, so they can stay out of drugs or stay out of bad company. But the
Mm.
kid felt
Okay.
super overwhelmed that he reached a point where it's just like, no, that's, I can't do it anymore. And I feel like that's a forced hustle mindset. But even the ones that we give ourselves can also be dangerous, man. And it's it's bad. Luckily, at the moment, I don't feel like I'm battling anything like that, and never really have 100%. But it's very dangerous. It's very, very dangerous if you really push yourself to a limit.
Yeah, bro. Especially when I mean, like there's good and there's bad, I mean, like
Yeah.
with everything there's good and bad. Hustle
Hmm.
culture can prompts you to take action more and to not waste it.
Yeah.
Same time, it can force you into situations where no mentally and emotionally you're not good, and you just keep going and you just like break.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, there's good and bad to everything.
Yeah, it's always important to take care of yourself. Like that's, oh, at the end of the day, the overall message is take care of yourself. Don't push yourself too hard, and that goes for everything. In the gym, you don't want to push yourself too hard because you might break something. And at school, don't
Mhm.
push yourself too hard. You're gonna be sleep deprived, and if you're sleep deprived, your grades will. It's just
Yeah,
know your limit. And
that's true.
that goes for everything, man. Especially nowadays with everything like being so forced upon you, like the idea that you have to work, 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 make all this product for
Be a
just,
millionaire by 30.
yeah, like it's important to really just like take a breather, like take a
Be
day for
present.
yourself, watch some anime, listen to some music. Like it, we each have our own, like, our de-stressors. I love listening to music. Yeah, I know you love watching anime, dude. Like it's really important to take a day off for yourself. And it's like I can't emphasize it enough to anybody, to everyone, really.
That man. Yeah, and I feel like too there are a lot of artists that try to trade themselves and like, oh, I'm always working, grind set mindset mentality, when I know that like they're watching
Yeah.
like Charlie or whatever, or like Hannah Montana on the side, stop it. Don't say don't say that you're like grinding all the time. Like I know you're chilling just like me.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
those fake fire artists like are dangerous too.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Because now they're promoting this specific lifestyle to everyone, that are realistically unattainable, that easily. You can reach it but at what cost? And this doesn't come easy. They're probably
Right.
inherited things from, like generations. So it's obviously not that easy, Like, are,
Right.
are your first generation, right? Like you're born.
Yeah,
Yeah,
first
yeah,
generation American. Yep.
yeah. Like it's not easy for us either. You know, our
Mhm.
parents lost. I think we spoke about it, or you spoke about it in one of your podcasts. Like parents leave everything and
Oh
come
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
they
remember. Yeah, we did.
and they come here and they're basically left with virtually nothing, and they have to
Hmm.
claw their way up. So like that's reality. That's
Yeah.
reality, and that's what it really is most of the time. All these famous, oh, I'm living this kind of lifestyle influencers, it's really not like that. Like
Mm.
reality is different, you know?
Yeah, social media is not real, bro.
Not at
Social
all.
media is not real. Just going back to numbers again, I mean, bro, it's not real. Like sometimes these streams are bought, you know? Sometimes people buy these streams. Some people buy these views.
Yeah.
I yeah. I've been on the other side where yeah, I'm just gonna expose this. So like I was with this like marketing program
Hmm.
where basically they had like different tiers of like, oh, if you buy this package, then you'll get this much following, you'll get this many likes, and like I was in there for a minute, and then I noticed that like, I got so many fake numbers, so many fake views, so many fake bots
Hmm.
liking and following me. I'm just like, like I thought it was cool at first, but I'm like, no, this is so fake. This is
Yeah.
not real,
It doesn't
bro.
feel
These are
good.
not real people. It doesn't
Yeah.
feel good at all. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it happens, dude. Like it's the urge to, it's what social media has portrayed to us that makes it, that makes us want to be there too. But it's not that easy. And a lot of people are like, a lot of famous people are definitely lying about their life. Like it's not even, you know, it's not even a
Oh yeah.
question. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Definitely not.
Stay true to
Yeah.
yourself.
Stay true to yourself at the end of the day. Spend time with your loved ones too. Like I remember, like you were just talking just like a few minutes ago. You said, "Yeah, you're hustling, but at what cost?" I like for me, bro. Just going back to my Lucid Dreamer album, I touched about it in my song "Remember." Like, I can aspire to achieve as many goals and dreams as I want, but if I neglect my family, if I neglect my loved ones, then what's the point?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It wasn't worth it at the end of the day because it's hard. It's hard to actually like finally come to the conclusion that family and close friends are like your biggest supporters without, maybe they might not show it, but they're definitely like that's your backbone. That's 100% your backbone. And it sucks that sometimes you have to be, because it's happened to me. I reached a point where I'm like so obnoxious, and just I reached a point where just like, oh, like I'm gonna be out with my friends all the time. Close friends, by the way, they're close friends, and I care a lot about them, and I feel like the feeling is mutual. But there comes a point just like I'm slowly separating away from my family, and I did it a lot as a as a child. Fast forward till now, it's just like my brother brings it up. He's like, yeah, but you were like this growing up, and my parents too. And I look back, I'm like, all this like wasted time I had, that I could have spent with you guys, and I didn't. It really. I mean, I don't pay attention to it much now, but it's like when they told me, it's like, yeah, like I really wasted so much time with other people, um, that at that time I felt were my friends, which some of them still are, and I wouldn't say wasted time. I guess wasted time is the wrong term, but I spent so much time with them that I completely forgot about where I come from. I completely forgot
mm,
about my family, and now I try to spend a lot more time with my mom, my dad. My brother and I had like a troubled, not troubled, like our bond was kind of iffy, and he went away to Madrid. Where your brother's studying abroad, right?
he's back now.
Oh,
He's
he
back now
is,
though.
dude.
Yeah,
A
yeah, yeah.
lot of the places that he posted, like when it came to like France, and I was like, wait, I know that place. I was there.
That's
Um,
fire. That's fire.
but my brother, like when he went away, I feel like he left and he had his own mindset that he's not with family over there. And when he was gone, I was here, and I'm like, okay, my brother's not here. Like, how is life really like without him? You know, and it made I feel I don't know if that's how he feels it. I value it now more that he's back. Our relationship has like strengthened in a way. It's just
That's
like, oh,
good.
like bro, like how you like what you doing? Yesterday he was studying for homework. He's like, yo, bro. Normally he'll go in his room, but he was in the kitchen today. He's like, yo, bro, do I have a meeting for school? Just can you keep it chill? I'm like, I got you. Normally I'd way back I'd make noise or talk dumb things with like out loud on Discord or whatever. Now it's kind of like, yeah, dude, like I got you. Like I'll go downstairs or something and let you be, so he doesn't have to deal with it. And dude,
Yeah.
family is really important. At the end of the day, that's what it is. Family is super important. Value your loved ones for sure, because
Mm-hmm.
you never know. Anything can happen. Anything can
Yeah.
happen, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything could happen, God forbid. But yeah, man, it's like even now too, with family, like I've definitely treasured my family a lot more ever since graduating from college and just being with them for a little bit, trying to get my money up
Yeah,
and like just trying to spend time with them as much as I can. It's like they're there for you. Just looking back too, like if you take a moment to just look back, well, for my life at least,
yeah, yeah,
uh, like I'm just looking back and just seeing how much my parents sacrificed for me and like how much money they spent for me, like how much time they spent for like me and my siblings. It's just like, oh man, like it's like in a way I want to give back to
yeah.
them.
You ever had that pressure of wanting to give back to your family so much?
Oh yeah.
Like,
Oh, 100%. Like as a first generation American, bro, I feel it.
yeah,
Feel it. Like
it's
you got to
there,
be the
man.
breadwinner. I think that's a part of the reason too why I found myself just grinding or like just like trying to grind and get it and just like try to grow my socials and just grow my socials, trying to grow my career, but at the same time I'm neglecting them.
Yeah,
So it's like it's weird. It's like I feel the pressure. Maybe the pressure isn't even actually there. Sure,
maybe
man.
not.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure. Like maybe they don't actually want me to grind as hard like that because I feel like deep down they do want to like spend time with me as much as
mm-hmm.
they can.
I
Like they don't want to push me away.
I feel like
Go on.
yeah, I feel like parents just want us to be happy. You know, they're willing to just give up anything for us. You know, their children to be happy, and like I guess that pressure of like I know it's gonna make us happy to give back to them, but I'm sure like they don't want anything in return at this point. You know, they just want us to
Ooh.
they just want us to be happy. Like my dad's mentioned something like that because he told me like we had a money conversation years ago, and he's like, yeah, like this is where I'm like. He's like, I started from here and I managed to reach up to here, and he told me what he was getting paid, and I was like, and he's like the difference between you and I is you were born here, and you have the language, and you have the education, and you have this and that. So, and he brought it up, and I feel like that's where it just kind of like got drilled in, and it's kind of hard to drill back out. He's like, you have all these tools, so you like I reached this point. He's like, you can definitely exceed it. So he put that mindset. He's
Mm.
like, I'm like, I, my dad's expecting me to exceed it now. You know, I'm like, I don't know if I can. Um, and that pressure was placed on myself for a bit. And then my dad talks about it. He's like, no. He's like, is that what you took from that? I'm like, well, you're bringing up that I have more tools in my arsenal than you did at your age. I'm like, so now I feel that pressure that I have to. He's like, you don't have to reach and like you don't have to reach or exceed what I did. He's like, as long as you're happy with where you're at and you're doing what you like and you're living a good life, like that's it. Like he's like, you don't have to give anything to me. What I want you to give me is happiness seeing you be happy.
Wow, that's
It
good.
was something. Yeah, I feel like I twisted my words there, but that he's like you're the way of giving. Yeah, if you by you give me something by being happy or being happy with what you are in life. You know, I'm twisting it. I know for a fact I'm twisting it, but yeah,
Yeah, I know what you mean
our
though.
parents just
Yeah,
want us to be happy, and that's gonna be more than enough. But I feel like for at least for me, that's not enough. I want to give more, and it's an
yeah,
ongoing battle, just like fighting my parents' expectations, my expectations, and society's expectations. Just like where we
yeah,
gotta be this and that.
yeah. That's what you said about what your dad said about you just want you being happy makes him happy. I feel like that's the same for my dad. He just wants because my dad's a preacher, so he'll preach about it too. He's uh, in his last sermon, he said that y- or yeah, in one of his last sermons, he mentioned how he's willing to give up stuff for us, his
Mm-hmm.
children, to just like see us succeed and make us happy. And he doesn't. I don't think he's ever said it explicitly, but there's an underlying tone where he's like, I don't want anything in return. I just want to see I just want to see my children happy and succeed. And I'm
Yeah.
just like hearing that again, and then hearing what you said about your dad. It's like, wow, man, that takes off a lot of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Takes off a lot of
It,
pressure.
it, it really does. Like I put pressure on myself, and I'm sure you do as well. Just because we are like, I feel like it's because we love our parents so much that we want to give more than they want. We want
Mm.
to give them back so much more. But
Yeah.
when in reality, well, I guess to what their words are, us being happy where we're at is more than sufficient than
Yeah.
what no than any physical or monetary value that we can possibly give back to them.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you think about it too, it's like they gave life to us, you
Yeah.
know? Like, so us so their creation being happy and thriving and successful would make them happy because
Yeah.
it's like, yes, my energy didn't go to waste or something like that.
And I feel like that also like just transcends right back into music. Like, oh, I put all this work, this baby of mine is now doing wonders in the world. You know,
Mm.
like
Yeah.
money aside, like if I see this song making an impact like that, I'm happy. Like I don't need any of that. You know,
True, true,
so
yeah.
I don't know, man. Revelations are just happening right now because I didn't like
Yeah,
until you
man.
said that you put that analogy together. I put it into the music and man,
Yeah, man. That was a good conversation.
that
I was
is
like, ooh, a really great way to off all the pressure, take off all the also culture mentality, take off just all the stress that we have just trying to succeed and like ultimately at the end of the day, what is our definition of success?
it's different for everybody else. You know,
Big conversation, man. Yeah.
yeah, dude. We have had countless conversations. I don't think we've ever gotten this in depth with anything we've
So
ever spoken about, man.
I don't think so, man. That was a really good conversation. It made me think and like I had a lot of moments like where my
Mm-hmm.
face was scrunched up. I was like, ooh. I was like
Yeah,
oh,
dude, man. This is, yeah. I think we're reaching the end of the episode, dude. It was really really cool to have you on. Honestly, uh, I hope this isn't the last time. Maybe I'm sure you'll be back on down the line, eventually. Um,
really.
is there anything that you want to plug in, dude? Because I know you've been working on countless things. You have a new song, guys. New song out now called "Down Bad."
Right out now on all platforms.
Check
Check
it
it
out.
out. Under my name, Emmanuel LKD. Me on socials, Instagram, TikTok, Emmanuel LKD. Oh, also follow my YouTube too. I'm trying to grow that, trying to grow it exponentially. That's also Emmanuel space LKD. Check me out on there.
Guys, check it out. And if you haven't heard Down Bad, go check that out. If you haven't heard Toxic with him, check it out. For the Squad, check it out. Check out all of the Emmanuel LKD essentials. Uh,
Sure.
yeah. No, dude, like it was great talking to you, and I'm sure we're gonna have more conversations like this offline, online. We gotta meet up one day. We gotta have a show together. If you
Yeah,
want,
man.
I might have
Absolutely.
I might have 2 shows this year. If you want to come to one, dude, let
True,
me
bro. Hey, bro,
know, and I
I'm trying to
got
go
you.
to New York soon, bro. I'm trying to go to New York soon. I mean, like, enough talking about it. We gotta make it
We
happen.
gotta make it happen. Or I go to you. What's the hotels like over there, man?
Oh, I have no idea. I have no idea what the hotels are
Nah.
like over here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cause I've been trying to plan a weekend getaway at a point, and I don't know if I'm gonna go to Mexico for like the beach, or I'm trying to go to Florida. My friend suggested Hawaii for a weekend. I don't know if I want to go to Hawaii for a weekend, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. No, we definitely gotta meet up one day, man. And I mean, I'll hit you up online after this probably anyway. So
Okay.
yeah, dude, thank you for being on. And guys,
Thanks
whoever's
for having me on.
listening, thank you guys for listening. New episode next week, of course. It's the winter season. We're almost reaching the spring, where we will take a slight break and we'll be right back into it. But damn, yeah, winter's over next month. Finally,
Man, I'm ready for it.
let's
Finally.
go. It's springtime, baby. It's time to
Get it.
for it. Yeah. All right, guys. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on next week's episode. Adios. Peace.
Peace.